Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran and Jack from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining us here once again. We are still Kirkless in these videos. We do have his free picks, however, so nothing to worry there. You will still be getting it, but he should be done with his vacation tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So as of next week, there should be all three of us back in action. Before we move on, Jack, to the Saturday games that we have on the schedule, and this weekend is quite evenly split, actually. Not too many games on Saturday, which means that we're getting pretty much the same amount on Sunday. We do have premium picks up on the pickdawgz.com website, so simply click the links in the description of this video and check out our golden goal consensus. Text the word goal to 443-332-7127, and we'll get you set up with that. With all three of us, actually, Kirk, myself, and Jack have been doing a pretty solid job as far as the premium goes, especially Jack, who's been on top of the leaderboards for quite a while now, Jack. So you deserve a nice applause. Let me just find it here. Where is it? There you go.
We've been going crazy with free plays recently too. To be honest, it's been a really good week. Champions League. Kirk had that plus 650 with Olympiacos at 20 minutes. So
And
yeah,
then plus 440, I think, on Thursday or something like that.
it's all good over here. People are going to be
Yeah,
eating good this Christmas.
absolutely. So get all three of us together in that 3-for-1 capper promotion pack, guys, and you are getting all of our premium picks for the duration, whether you go with a 3-day or a 7-day pass. You're getting NBA, you're getting NFL, maybe some NHL even, and of course, you're getting a lot of soccer. Now, let's get it going, Jack. First game in the EPL, City versus Leeds. City, two straight losses, even that surprising loss against Leverkusen in the Champions League, 2-0. Maybe not as surprising that they lost, even though that was unexpected, but the fact that they haven't scored a goal at home, that was shocking.
Yeah, um, it's been a weird year for City. They started really bad. They've started to pick it up, and now they're in contention. And they kind of come into this game knowing that Chelsea or Arsenal have to drop points, and they're the only two above them. So it's a big weekend for them, big game. I see them, as well with Haaland not playing or not starting in the week. Um, it's probably going to be a really strong City side here. I have to go City on the spread -1.5. I just don't think Leeds can. Well, Leeds even at home are not that great right now. So I dread to think what they're like on the road. I just think this is all City here. They really found their groove now.
Yeah, it's kind of my reasoning as well. I don't think that Pep Guardiola will be happy after the Champions League game. It could potentially be his own fault. Well, not potentially, this is his own fault for making so many substitutions. This one, however, I think he will go all out, and that's why I have City team total over 2.5 goals, -102. Kirk is taking four corners, four plus corners in each half at -150, which, if everything goes as expected, City should dominate this game, and they should be creating chances from the get-go, and they should be getting corners pretty much from the beginning of the match. Next up, an interesting matchup, Jack. Everton versus Newcastle. Newcastle was leading in that game against Marseille, and then they folded. They lost 2-1 in the Champions League, and that was after the big win against City in the EPL. While Everton, I mean, they've kept two clean sheets in a row. Even a clean sheet against United after they conceded a red card, an early red card, I have to say, in a game. But this Everton team is up for a fight.
Yeah, again, just a team that are way different at home than they are on the road. Newcastle kind of the same team. Newcastle horrible on the road, especially recently, three straight losses. And again, like I've been saying all season, your first season in a new stadium, which Everton are in right now, it always will just be a fortress, really, because you've got full capacity every game. The players know that this is like the legacy season. Every single player knows they're going to be remembered for like forever. So that as a mental aspect, that is a big boost, and you're seeing it with this Everton team. So I actually like Everton on the money line here. Like I said, three straight losses for Newcastle is not pretty. You also got to factor in that they're playing, not even great football on the road at all. So yeah, I like Everton at the price.
Yeah, I personally don't mind Everton, especially in their current form. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a very slow and a boring game. I mean, I don't think Newcastle can play slowly. They are just all out fast football. But Everton has been containing some strong teams lately, and this could potentially be like a 1-1 type of a game, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with a draw at plus 234 in this one. Kirk is taking Newcastle on the money line, so each one of us has a different different view on this game. Now, guys, it's up to you to decide who you want to pick, who you want to
Postpone the
follow, do
game,
your own research.
make it snow. Just postpone the game so none of us lose.
There you go. Next up, Jack, we have Tottenham versus Fulham. Do you have a bit of a rant prepared here?
No, I don't. To be honest, it was a crazy game in the week. I don't know if you saw the game.
I
Um,
was I was following the scores.
it was a better performance. Couple. Well, one of which, and again, those of you who watched the game watching this video will know what I'm saying here. One of the goals for PSG, to this day, I still don't understand how it was given. Like, Saar was completely fouled. I think it was Neves ran straight through the back of Saar, did not win the ball at all. Saar fell over, he picked up, and Neves ran off with the ball, and they score off it. Goes to VAR, doesn't get given. So already that was to put it 3-2, and then another stupid mistake in the box, not clearing the ball, trying to dribble the ball out of the box to make it 4-2. But for the most part, Tottenham, it was positive. It was much better. This is a team who have the two lowest XGs in the Premier League this season, and they went and scored a couple against three against PSG. So I'm expecting a similar performance here. Again, this is Fulham, the worst road team in the Premier League, and you've got Tottenham, who are the second worst home team in the Premier League. But I think as much as I have a love-hate relationship with Tottenham, we're not the second worst home team in the league, like realistically. So, plus money, I have to take Tottenham here.
Yeah, I like Tottenham here at plus money. I mean, they've been miserable for the last couple of games, and it's about time they bounce back. And that's how it usually goes with Tottenham. I mean, they really suck for a few games, 2, 3 games of a bad spell, and then they go out and play the best game of the season. And after the Champions League disappointment and the loss they suffered before that, I think they step it up and get a nice home win. Whether or not they keep a clean sheet, I will not get into that. Kirk has both teams to score in this one at minus 144. Jack and I will take Tottenham on the money line. Off to Serie A, Jack, we have Parma and Udinese as the first game, and I'm going for the over 2.5 strictly because of the price in this one. I mean, even if you look at head-to-head results before, we've seen a lot of goals in this matchup, especially when Parma was the home team. So I'm taking the over 2.5 plus 134.
Yeah, it really depends on what kind of data yourself you like to go with, because the head-to-head screams over, but Palmer this season scream under. So it's like, do you take the history of the head-to-head, the consistent history, or do you take the recent form of Palmer? Because I think Udinese have been scoring. Yes, their road form hasn't been excellent recently, but they do score, and they have done for years. Um, but again, this is Serie A we're talking about here, which has like an insanely high amount of draws compared to the other leagues. And both sides of the coin here are like plus 180. I think the books are really telling us that this one's going straight down the middle. So again, not something I'm putting my own money on, but maybe if I make like a crazy 20-legger parlay, maybe I chuck the draw in it, just to try and win myself a couple houses or a private jet or something like that.
uh, you have the draw. Kirk has Udinese on the money line on the road. I mean, it's not gonna be an easy game. If we see an early goal, I think the over is gonna hit. But I'm telling you right now, guys, be careful. with it. If I mean, this could easily be a nil-nil result here. So just don't take my word for the over. I'm simply taking because I like the overs at plus money, and this is at plus 134. I had one last week, I think. Uh, I'm not sure which one was it. Was it Valencia Levante maybe or
It
something
might
like
be. It
that?
hit quite fast, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I
And it
had
was
it.
plus
That was
money.
also like plus 125 or
Yeah.
something like that. So hopefully this one hits as well. Juventus versus Cagliari. Jack, Juventus coming off of a late win against Bodo Glimt in the Champions League, a win they needed. And after a couple of weeks of Luciano Spalletti being the manager, there are some changes that have been implemented, and this Juventus team looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks they've actually looked really threatening on the ball. Like they're still not the fastest paced team in the world from getting the ball from their own third to the opponent's final third, but they're looking more threatening in goal. They're looking like they want to actually score two or three a game. They are prioritizing defense a bit, but I think here you come off, yes, a lot of travel from Bodo, but the fact that you've come off scoring three goals at Bodo, which not many people will do, tells me that they might just pick up where they left off in that game. So I'll take Juve on the halftime, full time here at very close to even money.
I think this is a good situation for Juventus to get a nice win with a couple of goals to spare. So I'm going to take them at home at minus 1.5. It's nice plus money that we are getting. I think they win this game. I think they do it by 2 goals as well. I think that they are much, much better team than Cagliari is. They are in a pretty solid form right now. Champions League win is a huge boost for them as well. So Juventus minus 1.5 for me. Kirk is taking Juventus to win and under 3.5 goals at minus 131. Next up, it's a bit of a derby, Jack. We have a solid matchup between Milan, who are hunting for the top spot, and Lazio, who've actually been playing pretty solid football lately. On the road, they are still a shaky team as they haven't beaten anyone on the road since like late September. But they've kept a clean sheet, a couple of clean sheets at home. And Milan, I mean, they are coming off of a big win against Inter. It was a solid performance from them, and they are also very, very solid team on that defensive end this season.
Yeah, they've just got a lot of momentum. And yes, that game last week was on the road, but it was at home with the San Siro. So
Yeah,
yeah, they haven't had to travel too much. You should be well prepared. Lazio on the road, like you said, haven't been that consistent. So I'll just go with who has been consistent for the most part, especially at home, and that is Milan.
yeah, I exactly agree with this. I'm taking Milan as well, minus 156. I'm not sure I would push it any further than that. Kirk is taking them at minus 1.5 at plus 182. He doesn't trust Lazio at all, especially on the road. We know that Lazio is one of those bum teams for Kirk. So that's probably his reasoning for his pick. Off to LaLiga, Jack. We have my team Barcelona coming off of an embarrassing performance in the Champions League. They just looked very bad, I have to say. They were slow, they were outpaced, their passing was not on the level. They were just all over the place, just couldn't get into the game. And after the red card, everything was done. But in La Liga, I mean, they are playing pretty well. They've caught up to Real Madrid at the top of the table. It's now, I think, only 1 point. They've scored 36 goals in 13 games. That's an average of like almost three scored goals per game, and they're scoring a lot at home, over 3 goals on average when playing at home.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it's a bit harsh to say it was embarrassing. It was never going to be easy when you go down a man in the first half whilst losing the game on the road in a big Champions League game where clearly the fans were up for it from kickoff.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the books got it right. I thought the book. I mean, the game kind of transpired exactly how the book said it was in terms of the 1x2 odds. So yeah,
You know what?
with
I wish I could have a day in the room where they make up the odds for games like that with the odds makers. I was like, what do you see? What do you know? What information do you have that the rest of us don't have? And how you come up with the price? I mean, I would love to have a
Araujo
day.
probably called them up and said, "Right, guys, look, we're going to be down a goal probably, and I'm going to get a stupid second yellow. So honestly, go make loads of money. Just make Barca like plus 200. Because I think when we did the video, they were like plus 185 or something like that. And
Yeah,
then that kickoff, it
yeah,
was over two plus 200.
yeah.
So I guess he gave them a call and gave him a nice little tip off. But no, in all seriousness, I think this is a spot where Barca have to bounce back. You know, the Camp Nou coming back, still not at full capacity, but it's going to be a while to see this team lose in this new stadium. So look, again, I'm expecting dominance here. I'm expecting a bounce back. Alaves on the road, not great historically. They do threaten you, so I don't mind the both teams to score with Kirk here. Like I don't
Yeah.
think Barca have been that consistent defensively, so I think Alaves could score, but I do see Barca just running away with the game, and I have them scoring early, so I like Barca halftime, full time.
Yeah, I don't mind both teams to score. I think Kirk has a point in this one. It could easily go that way. But this to me feels like a game where Barca scores in the first 5, 10 minutes and then score a couple more until halftime. So I'm going with Barcelona team total over 1.5 goals in the first half. It's plus 165. I think I might even squeeze this one in as a premium for tomorrow. I like it a lot and it's priced quite well. So there you have it, folks. This is gonna be my freemium for the video. Next up, Jack, we have Levante hosting Athletic Bilbao. I mean, Bilbao is just miserable right now. They can't win game at all. They conceded the red card against Barcelona. It was I don't know if you saw the red card. It was just one of those stupid kicks that players usually do when like you're trying to defend an opponent and he just leaves the ball and runs past you and then you know you're late but you're reaching for the tackle for the ball, and he kicked. I think it was De Jong who got kicked right in the knee. And first he got a yellow, but then it went to VAR and he got a red. It got changed. I mean, it was a clear red. But I mean, overall, they don't look that well. 0-0 against Slavia Prague, 4-0 loss to Barcelona on the road. They haven't scored a goal on the road in their last 3 games, Jack. Now, I would argue if they score a goal, it's going to be against Levante, who are much more miserable than they are. But Levante at home is actually scoring a goal on average. So we could see an interesting match here.
Yeah, just to touch on VR, I just still hate that they're showing like the first time they're showing the tackle to the referee on the screen is in like 0.25x speed, where every
Yeah.
single tackle is going to look 10 times worse. You know, like, and then they show a still image of the guy's like studs going into the guy's knee. It's never ever going to look nice, you know. But anyway, back on topic. Yeah, I don't trust Bilbao on the road right now. You've got travel from Thursday against no Wednesday or Thursday.
They played on Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
yeah, they're playing Champions League. Yeah, I did actually take the draw in that game because kind of the same reasoning that I have with here. I just don't trust Bilbao on the road right now. They don't have any momentum, and when you're going on the road, especially against teams like the Vante that are, you know, really their objective is to stay up. It's important that you get points at home. So I think I went with the under in this game. Like you said, Bilbao really struggling in front of goal on the road. Levante, they can score, but they usually tend to score a lot more against the obvious opponents, the weaker opponents, rather than your Bilbao's, your Barca, your Reals, your Atletico, and so on. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've gone with the over in this one. Under.
But let me click that. See, yeah, you're going with the under 2.5. Kirk is trusting Bilbao. And then I'm a Bilbao lover
You're the
in this one.
lover.
Look at it. Look
You're
at it taking
projecting.
Bilbao on the money line. Man, I'm taking first half draw in this one. I think could potentially be a slow start. I mean, let's be honest, Bilbao doesn't have the capacity in the attacking end to push from the get go and get an early goal, at least not right now. So I'm taking first half draw. Last game in La Liga that we have, Atletico Madrid versus Oviedo. I mean, Jack, there's just no betting against Atletico Madrid right now. They are on what, 6 game winning streak, coming off of a Champions League win against Inter, and I don't think Oviedo is going to be the team that's going to stop them.
I don't think Oviedo's a team that are going to be playing in the Liga next season. They haven't had a win since September, if I'm not mistaken.
You better sell your shares.
Nah, I'm in for the long run. Look, it was their first ever. It was their first ever time coming up. I don't think anyone was expecting. They were probably favourites to go back down. And now you have to go to Atletico. I don't really have anything to say that probably 90% of people watching this video already know. Atletico Madrid are just a solid home team in the league, have always been, will always be. And again, they just like to dominate games. And like I said, with Oviedo not really doing anything, I'll just take Atletico to be winning at halftime and full time. I don't really see a reason why this game will be drawn at halftime, and certainly Oviedo winning at halftime. So it just makes the most sense, really.
Yeah, I mean, Atletico scoring a lot of goals at home. That's over 2.5 goals on average. They have been conceding quite a lot, but they're still undefeated at home, 6 wins and 1 draw. And then you have Oviedo on the other side, a team that scored only 5 goals on the road, conceded 10. I mean, not horrible, but overall, they are just not doing that well. So yeah, I think Atletico has it in their pockets in this one. I'm taking them on -2 at +111. I think I at least get a push out of this one. Hopefully, they can sneak in another late goal to get a nice win by 3 goals to get +111 payout here for my pick. Kirk has a bit of a safer bet, Atletico -1.5 at -150. Honestly, put this in a parlay with Barcelona -1.5, and you should be getting a nice payout. I think that could potentially be a very good double for La Liga. Off to Bundesliga, Jack. We have Bayern and St. Pauli. Bayern coming off of a loss to Arsenal. They were in it in the first half. In the second half, I have to admit, not so much. And then you had that stupidity by Manuel Neuer, who wandered out to the center field, even though it wasn't even a close ball for him to get out for it. Ended up losing that match. I mean, we have to be honest, didn't matter much because these two teams are going to the knockouts regardless. But they ended up their undefeated streak. Unfortunately, now they have to bounce back against St. Pauli, who, let's be honest, is not doing well.
It's just going to be another morning with Bayern at home. I mean, just look at the amount of goals they're averaging at home per game. It's absurd, and it's mostly coming in the first half, really. So I'll take the team. I think I got team total with Bayern here. Oh no, I think I got the handicap with Bayern on the first half, -1.5 first half.
Yeah, you and I have the same pick in this one.
Plus money, I mean, +150 here is actually absurd. Because St. Pauli don't really do much on the road. They're not defending that great this season like they were last season. So, yeah, you got a very hungry Bayern wants to get this winning streak going again, or at least an unbeaten streak going again, and they need to stay at the top. So, yeah, just one of those. If you're looking for a plus money play out of this one, this is the best one I can give you.
Yeah, all three of us have some variation of Bayern in the first half. Kirk is taking him to have a lead at the 30th minute at -150, although I suspect it might come quite a lot earlier than the 30th minute. Next up, we have Werder versus Köln. In this one, I'm going to take goals simply because Köln is conceding so many goals right now. They have 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 games. Their last game was 7 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, 5 goals. So those are their last 4 games. And then on the other side, you have Werder, who's actually doing a very good job at home. They are on a 3 game winning streak or playing at home, Jack. They've gained some momentum overall. They are scoring a lot of goals, but then again, they can defend as well.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm taking the over. I see the exact same. I mean, Cologne in general are just one of the, they're like a Stuttgart, Frankfurt. They played Frankfurt last week, right? In the 7-goal thriller,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just keep riding the over with them until they decide to start defending and not scoring. It's that simple.
And Kirk's taking Werder on the money line at plus 125 at home. Next up, Hoffenheim and Augsburg. And I know this looks like, I mean, everything is pointing towards Hoffenheim getting a home win, Jack. They've been in a far better form than Augsburg is. But Augsburg got a win against Hamburg last week. Do you think this could potentially be a bit of a turning point for this team?
Well, it's a big game because I think it'll put Hoffenheim in the top four if they win.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Obviously, depending on other results. And the weird thing is, I think they're the best road team in the Bundesliga in terms of points right now on the road. So they need to that will eventually happen at home. It's just a matter of when. And if they want to, finish top four, which I don't think is going to be possible, but if they want any hope, they have to start getting this home form going, especially Augsburg. Just one of those teams, you don't really know what to expect. Whether they're at home or on the road, they're usually good for a little good draw here or there against like a Leverkusen or someone. Really tough game. And yeah, I can see both teams scoring. I think with the fact that I obviously when I put in my play, I seen Kirk taking the 3-6. I think when I look at my price for both teams to score, if it is finishing between 3 and 6, there's a very high chance that both teams are scoring anyway. And I'm also getting the 2 goals, and I'm getting a better price. So I kind of see the exact same thing as Kirk, but I'm just kind of seeing how that happens. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'll go both
Yeah.
teams to score here.
If I'm being honest, I could see a 1-1 result here. I mean, at minus 170 that Kirk has to get at least 3 goals in this game, it's entirely possible because Hoffenheim is scoring a lot. But I don't know. I feel like it's quite risky because, like I said, Augsburg getting a win last week could potentially be a bit of a turning point for them. They could maybe step it up a little bit. I don't think that they will go for the win. I think that they will be the team that's going to be defending this match. How well they defend, I guess, remains to be seen. But I'm going to take the draw plus 350. You can tell that the books are not expecting it, not at all. Usually, these prices are plus 220, 225, 230, or something like that. But we are getting it plus 350 here. So I'm going to give it a shot with the draw.
I think the worst, just to
Last,
touch on this game, I think
yeah,
the worst possible thing that could happen is Augsburg go up 1-0 because they can defend and they can keep Hoffenheim from scoring for quite a while. So especially with Kirk, if Augsburg score first, it makes this very much more difficult. So yeah, I'm not saying it's out of the woods, but I'm just saying if Hoffenheim score first in this game, Augsburg have to stop defending and they need to come out. So yeah, that's
yeah.
how I see the game transpiring.
Last but not least, Jack, the biggest derby of the day in Bundesliga. We have Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund, two teams coming off impressive wins in the Champions League, especially Leverkusen 2-0 on the road against City. They had some traveling involved to get back to Germany. Dortmund 4-0 against Villarreal. Villarreal did concede a red card, I think, sometime in the first half, and Dortmund still missed a couple of penalties, if I remember correctly, in that game, and they still won 4-0. Now, this is going to be a very competitive game. Leverkusen has a lot of momentum right now. They're looking well on both ends, not conceding a lot of goals. Only 1 goal in their last 4 games. Kept 3 clean sheets, won a bunch of games. I mean, they are a very dangerous team right now.
It's hard for me to separate both teams. It really is. Um, I'll be shocked if this is a 0-0 or even a 1-1.
Yeah.
But the goals, the over is so juiced. The both teams to scores like minus 200 and something. So yeah, if you combine them together, you get a good price like you've got. But for me, like I said, it's just like near impossible. I think this game is 0-0. I think it's going to be a very open game. I think Dortmund definitely try and take things into their own hands, try and get an early goal, and it will leave them vulnerable. So look, this happens one of two ways in my head. Dortmund score first, and then Leverkusen have to come out all guns blazing, or Dortmund get caught coming out trying to come out with a goal early, and then they have to chase the game. So look, I have both teams score first half. It's a fantastic price. I was tempted to push both teams to score in both halves. So I think it's like plus 600. But I'll just take the first half. I see a lot more action happening in the first half, considering both teams have also played in the week. So it could be a little bit of a leggy second half.
Yeah, and like you said, I did combine the two, the total in both teams to score. It's minus 125. I think it's a good price. Very much worth taking. Like I said, Leverkusen kept a few clean sheets over the last few weeks. But then again, Dortmund has been scoring goals quite consistently this season, coming off of a 4-0 win. Guirassi is in an excellent form, and not just him. They have a bunch of players who are playing pretty solid football right now. So I will take goals on both sides, and Kirk is taking Dortmund on the money line at plus 160 in this match. The last three games, Jack, that we have are in the French League One. We have Monaco versus PSG as the first one. Monaco got a 2-2 draw against Paphos. PSG beat Tottenham in that goal fest of a game in the Champions League 5-3. It ended. Uh, Monaco, of course, leading the league. And surprisingly, I mean, I know scoring 27 goals in 13 games is not an easy task, but I think that they've scored around 10 or 11 goals more during this stage last season than they're scoring this season.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with Monaco. Monaco suck. Monaco are so
Yeah.
bad. I think I actually had them to draw in the week as well, which hit, I believe. Or I think I had double chance, and I had double chance
Let
against
me
it was Paphos, right? I
let
had
me
double
look
chance.
this.
I had double
I'll
chance
look it up.
against Monaco. Um, that being said, I mean PSG again, like I said,
Yeah, you had Paphos on the double chance. Yeah,
yeah. It was 1-1, I think. PSG weren't that great in the
2-2.
week. Or 2-2. PSG weren't that great in the week. Um, yeah, they scored five, but like I said, one of the goals shouldn't have stood, and I'll die on that hill. And the other goal was literally like a gift. Vitinha had to score like two absolutely worldy goals from outside the box. Um, that being said, it's PSG. So I think I took them on the -1. I think they win the game just because Monaco are poor, getting it as close to even money as possible. I think in this case, I think maybe 7 times out of 10, I'm getting a push at least. I think PSG could definitely go 2-0 up and just see the game out as well. Just Monaco aren't a threat right now. And at -192 with a +1.5, I wouldn't touch that with a 20-foot pole.
I think this could be a very close game. I mean, this is a big, big matchup in the French League One, right? And we always say this in the. I mean, the bigger the game, the more teams step up, right? And I know that Monaco is garbage right now. They've conceded twice to Paphos, with all the respect to Paphos, of course. But I, I'm not willing to push this any further than PSG on the money line. And even that is probably a no bet for me. I will not put my money on PSG in this one at -169 or whatever price you're getting. And I'm not willing to go any further than that personally. So this is a stay away game for me. +1.5 on Monaco for Kirk, -192. Now, this is definitely not worth it because this could easily be a two-goal game for PSG. Uh, but it could also be a one-goal game. It could also be a draw. So I don't know. Just
It's
you make
tough to
your
get
decision,
plus
guys.
money on this game.
It
Really
is.
tough.
It is. Paris FC versus Auxerre is the next one. Auxerre is just in a horrible form. Paris has gained a little bit of a momentum, Jack, and that is pretty much the only reason why I'm taking them on at home on the money line. I mean, it's a pick between two weak teams, two teams in a bad form, so I decided to go with the home team in this one at -123.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Um, Paris FC, they've scored 11, conceded 11 in 6 home games this season in the league. And I know Auxerre don't score a lot of goals, but they're kind of they've got a really good mix here of going to a really nice stadium, good fan base, and so it's a good occasion. And they're also not the best team in the world and they're not like super difficult to beat or at least score against. So I like both teams to score here. I think Auxerre they'll be looking at this game like a perfect opportunity to get things going. Not saying they're going to win, but I certainly think they can give Paris FC a shot for their money here. So yeah, both teams to score. No, sorry, over.
It's I think if both teams score, the over is gonna hit for sure in this game. So last game of the day, Jack. Marseille versus Toulouse, and Marseille, if I'm not mistaken, is your survivor pick.
Don't let me down, Marseille. I swear to God, if Mason Greenwood has a 90th minute penalty and misses, in fact, let me double down on this. If it's Mason Greenwood or Bamiyang, I hate those two guys. If one of those guys miss a penalty to cost me Survivor, I'm pissed. I have to take Marseille on the money line. I think I've taken Marseille on the money line. Very good price. Toulouse actually haven't been terrible on the road, but Marseille right now I just seem to be like an unstoppable force. You just can't stop scoring. So yeah, I think it's very simple with this one. Marseille outscore Toulouse. We could see a fireworks kind of game, but yeah, I see Marseille scoring 2, 3, 4, and if they are doing that, I see them winning.
Yeah, I'm taking Marseille win and over 2.5 goals, plus 141. I mean, they could easily get at least 3 goals in this game on their own. And coming off of a big win in the Champions League, I think that their mood is pretty good right now. And De Zerbi right now he's doing a good job until he has a fight with one of the players or something like that. Then stuff will explode in that locker room. But I think that they got rid of those players who were fighting at some point. That was Rabiot and a few others. So it's quite calm right now in that team, which I don't know how long it will last. But Marseille to win and over 2.5 goals plus 141 for me. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining us for this video. Good luck with all of your bets on Saturday. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.